Hi, my name is Jacob McSharma, co-director of Best in Show.
And I am Jaya McSharma, co-director of Best in Show and also the writer and lead actress.
So tell us a little bit about your short.
Well, I think she's the best at describing it, so I'll let Jaya do that.
Best in Show is about a fashion model who becomes pregnant and she gets kicked out because she no longer has the right look for their mainstream audience. And so she really has an identity crisis, not only because of the pregnancy, but because she's no longer a fashion model. And she has to decide how she's going to deal with that, and is she going to kind of succumb to what people think about her, or is she going to move on and establish her own identity? In a nutshell.
So what was the inspiration for the story besides the pregnancy?
Besides the obvious pregnancy? We got pregnant, which was a little bit of a surprise, and I found that all of a sudden people in my life were telling me what I could and could not do, whether it was appropriate to have a baby at my age, which is 38 years old, and also telling me things like, these certain parts of your life are over. And so I really struggled with, what is my life going to be now? What is my identity going to be now? And I thought doing it in a fun, slightly humorous way through the modem of a fashion show would be a great way to explore what a person is up against when society tells them that they're one thing, but they feel in their heart that they're another.
What did you learn about yourself filming this film, being pregnant and...
Well, for one thing, I learned that we can still make a movie, even if I'm 4 months pregnant, and that your life doesn't end just because a new stage of your life begins. And then a lot of the things that it's done is really crystallize what's important to me and what's important to our family and us as movie makers and as a couple, and that if you just prioritize your time and energy, you can accomplish anything that you want to with the right motivation and passion.
Yeah, I would say Jaya nailed it. I was resistant to doing another short film, especially once we found out that we were pregnant, and I wanted to focus on that and getting our personal lives together. But she was determined that we were going to make one, and I'm determined to support her if she comes up with a story that she wants to tell. And she found, once I read the script, I knew it was a story we could tell, and that was worth telling. And I found the same thing, that because this is the largest scale project we took on. We had a ton of extras putting on this fashion show. We built the set, decorated it like we've never decorated a set before. So it was fun to challenge ourselves with a new bar of the size of production, and then to look back on it and be really proud of what we were able to pull off in the time and in the short film budget that we had.
So let's talk about the casting, because you did have a lot of extras.
Yeah.
So what was that process like, and what was the process to find your location and build your location?
Well, I can speak to, at least with the extras, I have Jay to thank for that, as well as we had a couple people supporting us, Mackenzie Smith and I believe Megan Colvin. They were really helpful in basically a social media blast of saying, hey, we need as many extras, and if you want to show up and you want to be background in a short film, show up here on this day and dress nice because you're in a fashion show. And then as far as casting the actors themselves, I think again I kind of left that to Jaya. Well, of course Jaya was going to play the lead, and then we have a certain community here that's close knit, and we know the actors and we know what kind of performances they're able to deliver. So for instance, Melissa Munns, we know they have a chemistry by now because the two of them have worked together so well for so long. So we knew that surefire she was going to be the co-lead along right there with Jaya. And then we heard murmurs of a woman named Jodie Glorioso. Yes. That would be the perfect Cruella de Vil type character. And we just kind of took it on faith. We didn't see any sort of reel or anything. We just invited her in for a little read-in, basically a few days before we shot. And the way she was dressed to the nines perfectly, just like you saw her in the film. And when she walked into our house, like you just already saw, like, this is the character. And so that was a true gift. Like, you just hoped that someone was going to be good enough to read the lines and show up on time. But Jodie brought it, and she just brought that character to life. And so it brought the whole story to life because she was such a good villain, and gave Jaya something to work against. And so I think you feel great. Well, I won't spoil anything, but you feel great seeing the two of them go head to head. Yeah. Did I take all of it? Do you have anything to add, Jaya?
No, just that in terms of set design, we have a friend that owns a store here, and she let us use her space, so we're very grateful for that. But Jacob and his dad and about a couple others built the fashion show runway from scratch. So that was an arduous task in and of itself, but it turned out great.
Yeah, the carpentry is a common thing that you see in feature films. They will build whole entire sets if they need to. That's new for a short film. You typically wouldn't do that because it can be expensive. But luckily, when you have your dad, that's going to be free labor, and all you got to do is pay for the parts. It's like, okay, Dad, we're building a runway. And he's been a carpenter in the past, so he's like, all right, great, let's do it.
But he'll need a favor later.
He's got it because we gave him really short notice on that. It was just a few days to the shoot.
So Jay, you're South Asian, correct?
I am, yeah. Both my parents are from India.
So this is not a typical career for South Asians, but we are seeing more and more South Asians getting into the film business.
Yes.
How did your parents react when you say, "Hey, I'm going to start making films"? And
That is such a great question, because one of the concepts of the film is when people tell you to be one thing but you want to be another, and that's also a concept that's gone through my personal life, because they very strongly felt that I should go into medicine, which is kind of stereotypically something that Indian descent, people of Indian descent go into. You know, math and science are the big winners in our culture. So I am a physician, but a couple years ago, Jacob and I decided to start making short films, and I think that they're very concerned that I'm going to leave medicine and become a full-fledged actor and writer, but I also think that as it goes on, they see how important it is to me, and I've got to give them credit. They've come to Film Prize the last 2 years to support us. So, I think begrudgingly, but with love, they support it, and they haven't, tried to stop me, so that's always a plus.
I mean, let's be honest, not everyone can be an Amitabh Bachchan or a Priti Zinta or a Randy Mukherjee or a Kajol, but what would you tell young South Asian females that really want to get into the directing or the filmmaking? What would your advice be to them?
My advice would be, please start as soon as you feel that passion is inside of you, because the one thing that you can do is you can make things on your own with limited equipment, as long as you have the passion, the drive, and the creativity. And the more you do it, the more you will learn. And when people start to see that you are really going after this, they will come out and support you. So all of a sudden you'll have a community of people behind you. The right people will encourage your dreams, and I would say don't wait like I did, which I'm still grateful to have pursued it at all. Because the sooner you start, the sooner that you're happy, and the sooner that everyone will understand that this is what you're meant to do.
So just go and do it.
Just do it. Just do it. Even if it's with your iPhone camera and a script that you came up with last night, just start writing and start getting your stuff out there, because that's how you improve and that's how you pursue your passions.
So any advice to anyone that wants to do the Film Prize next year? I mean, because this is pretty intense. I mean, you not only have that $50,000 prize, but, you have a lot of eyes on you. I mean, most film festivals, you have 75, maybe 100 people that'll see the shorts block.
Right.
You have 5,000 tickets sold.
Right.
So what would your advice be? Just jump in the deep end?
I'm going to take this one, because I'm very passionate about this part of it. And I've actually had the chance to meet a couple of, aspiring short filmmakers in general, who haven't made anything yet, but they wanted to come up to me and say, I enjoyed the film, and look, I'm just now starting out, I'm writing, and I want to make something. And even though we've done this twice, and this can be a large or intimidating sort of festival to be around, you're right, there's a lot of energy here and a lot on the line. But I really try to encourage young filmmakers, or just aspiring filmmakers, don't be intimidated by that. This community is so open to new faces and new blood, and we need it, and I welcome it. So you can message me personally. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, that's where I'm going to see it. It's tell me if you've got something, because I'm going to want to see it. It's just show it to me, we'll make it happen. If it's a skit, short film, if I can't help you, I can direct you to someone that can help you. And I think that's the feeling throughout this community. We all want to help, and we want some new faces to be in here year after year.
Yeah, and I would say if you're interested in submitting to the Louisiana Film Prize, just come to it. Come meet us, come meet the filmmakers, come meet the actors, come meet the people behind the prize, because we attended just as fans the first year, and then all of a sudden we realized maybe we could try to be part of it, and we have had nothing but open arms and encouragement from the community here. So if this is something you want to do, just come and talk to all of us. We will help you make this happen, I can promise you that.
Well, congratulations on the film. Congratulations on the pregnancy. We hope it's a very healthy baby and
Thank
a
you.
very long life. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.